Ding dong! Guess what, everybody? New Rosicrucian Lore just dropped. A seminal work. Teaching System of the Golden and Rosy Cross. Why is this important? So when you think of modern-day Rosicrucians, what do you think of? You think of people LARPing. You think of Amorc. You think of Heindel's Fellowship. Maybe you think of some of the more Hermetic schools, maybe Golden Dawn, OTO. But those Rosicrucians, the Manifesto Rosicrucians, they're a little bit out of reach. Did they even exist? Perhaps. But one thing that's for certain is that the first school to ever call themselves Rosicrucian proper is this one school, the Golden and Rosy Cross. Founded in around about the mid-1700s. It's been a hot topic, and by hot topic I mean no one talks about it because no one knows anything about it. Why? Because there's nothing in English. There's like that one book by Frater Aka, Rosicrucian Magic. Everyone buy and read that book. Other than that, there's random books of random practical workings that you may be able to find online about this school. No one has ever done a proper translation out of German of the real meat of this society until now. Thank you, Ian. Ian H. Gladwin has done the hard miles and translated each degree of the 9 degrees for us. So we get the ritual, we get an interesting Rosicrucian cipher, because Rosicrucians don't really do this nowadays, but legendarily there were people who used ciphers and would give their students a manuscript in a cipher, and the student would have to decipher it to get the teachings out. You get these cool Rosicrucian ciphers, you get the degree teachings, lectures about elemental magic, about planetary magic, about certain alchemical teachings. Fundamentally, this should shock you all, especially those of you who are interested in Rosicrucianism. Because when you think of the oldest orders, what are you, Golden Dawn? Amorc? Maybe there's the SRIA. They're pretty old. But nothing holds a candle to this order, bruh. And for the first time in centuries, we have access to their degrees, their systems, their initiations, their catechisms?
Catechism.
We got the ciphers, we got the lectures. We got it, dog. Maybe if you're not into 17th century literature and you don't really like mystical Christianity, you can miss out on it. But if you have any yearning whatsoever to connect to Hermetic groups or the Rosicrucian current at all, this book is a must-have, at least as a source book, at least as an encyclopedic volume. But I beg of you, dive into it. Extract the wisdom that can be extracted. These were the original boys. These were the guys that bridged us from the Manifesto Rosicrucians to the secret society Rosicrucians that we now see in modern day. Their degree system is still preserved in the SRIA and the Golden Dawn, in fact. If you are a Rosicrucian, buy the book, read it, and see how much of your core teachings are still reflected in these manuscripts. At the very least, wouldn't it be interesting to just check out what it's about? Go buy a copy. Support Ian. Ian is a bro. Get excited. Things like this don't just happen. Ian and his friends are part of a broader movement that are translating and digging deep into early Rosicrucianism. Even if this book doesn't appeal to you, buy it anyway. Help him. Support Ian. Support the movement that's digging through and finding these living roots. With these teachings, we can inject maybe a little more life, maybe something living into these esoteric workings we call the Western tradition. Thank you for watching. Go read Ian's book. Auf Wiedersehen.